Hello everyone and welcome to the latest iteration of the WeedTech.ai seed to sale software. Now in this version we have made quite a few changes. We've really focused on usability and quality of life. So most of these changes are designed to pretty much just make everything easier. You can see one of the big changes we've made already. We now support both plants and products. Now products are geared more towards dispensaries and processors. And these will be covered in a separate video. Those are not going to be covered here. I will put the link to the next video down in the description below. Until then, we are going to go ahead and work with some plants here, which are obviously more geared towards growers. And we're just going to get started. So let's just go ahead and call this a test plant. And specifically, we have made a lot of changes to harvesting and the sales processes. So that's what we're going to go over here. One of the changes we've made, as you can see, we've added some tooltips to these items. Now, this is for anything that could be a little confusing or anything that's a little bit more involved of a process. So we're going to harvest here. Harvesting says this action will destroy the current products and begin the harvesting process, which is exactly what we want. So let's click that. And you can see this is very different from the screen that we have currently. We have an option to dry the harvest to begin with. So let's go ahead and click that. And then we also have an option to dry trim this harvest if we want to, which we do. We're going to do that. So notice that the trim weight disappears here because we're actually going to be drying this. Now, we have all of our weight units available right here, which is pretty nice. No more toggles, which is great. So let's click pounds here. Oops, let's go back to drying. And we're going to say we have 2 pounds of flour and 2 pounds of waste. Why not? Now, if we go home, we see we don't have that plant anymore. What we do have is a product called Drying Harvest from Test Plant. Now, obviously, it's not going to say test plant for everything. This is just going to be the original name of whatever you're harvesting. So, you know, White Widow or whatever it happens to be. So if we click in here, we have access to a new option called Cure. And Cure says this action will move you forward in the harvesting process and allow you to choose whether you are curing your harvest. So if we click here, we go back to our weight input screen with one small difference. It's asking us now if we're going to cure our flour from our harvest. We are, so let's go ahead and click yes. And switch again to pounds. Now we need to enter our trim weight, obviously. So we can do 2, 2, and 2, just for the sake of this video. Now, you can see that this created a trim harvest product. And it also created a batch to match it. So you can see that our weights are already affixed in here, and our trim already has a batch number. So let's go ahead and go back to our products here and click into our curing harvest. This is a small naming error. This should be a curing harvest. You can see the stage is curing. So let's go ahead and click in here. And we have one more action, one final action called complete. Now, if we click complete, it says this action will complete your harvest and put the resulting products into a batch ready for sale. Now, this is true up to 10 pounds, which is the legal limit set by OMA. So anything over 10 pounds is, and in that case, we're going to throw everything into a collection for you, and then you can portion it out as you see fit after that. So let's click complete here. You can see again, we're going to enter our flour and waste weights just in case. And we're going to go 2 and 2 again, because why not? And we'll submit that. Now you see we have flour. This should be curing flour. Again, this is a slight naming error, which will be fixed by the time you see this video, I'm sure. And again, if we check our batches, we can see that it made a batch for it to match. Now these will go into the same batch just for the sake of this video and highlighting how it works. we set it up slightly differently. So that is essentially how you would do a curing harvest. But there are also a lot of people that like to do this. They like to do fresh frozen harvests, right? So let's go ahead and add that product. Now, we can click harvest here, and we can ignore this drying option, and instead we'll just create let's create 4 pounds of this stuff, and we'll have a pound of waste, and we'll click submit here, and we go back home, and we can see we have both trim, harvest, and flour, both from fresh frozen. So let's go check our batches, and we have a fresh frozen harvest batch with both of our products in it. So this is essentially how the harvesting process works with WeedTech now. We tried to account for all the different ways that people do things. However, if we missed something and you do something differently, please let us know, and we will do what we can to include that here. But yeah, so just let us know. Now, past the harvesting process is the sales process, obviously. So in order to start selling our products, we have to get them tested at the lab. And in order to get them tested, we have to send them a sample. So let's go ahead and make one. So if we click sample, you see we have options now. We can create this from whatever product we want to in the batch. We're going to make it from our flour. And we're sending grams. We are not sending other stuff. Now if we press, let's see, 12. Send 12 grams. We'll submit that, and we're going to give it a pending status just because. And you can see this creates our sample for us. There is a small glitch of it not showing in here right now, but if we just refresh this batch, then it shows just fine. And then in order to transfer that sample away, we would just transfer. We can deselect our flour and our trim and just transfer our sample. And we can type in an OMA ID up here. Now, when we click transfer, you're going to see this no user found box. This will only happen if the person you're transferring to is not using the WeedTech software. If they are using it, they will get a request to confirm or deny the transfer. But as it stands, since we're not transferring to anyone that's actually real, we are going to go ahead and confirm this and push it through. So if we head back into our harvest batch here, we can see that we've transferred away 12 grams. This happens automatically now, which is fantastic. And we can see that we have transferred our sample away. Now, what about manifests for selling your flour and your trim or whatever? So manifests are much easier now. If we click generate manifest, we're going to have the option of what we want to be on here. So we're going to do pounds. We are going to do 1 pound of flour and 1 pound of trim. Now if we click generate manifest here, you can see if we open this up that we have 2 products in here, flour and trim, all with names, product IDs, batch IDs, and the correct weight on here. So that is perfect. All this other information will be populated if you add it to our system. So if you, for example, add a recipient, you would put all this information here, and all that would show up over here in your destination information. Now, keep in mind, these do not save yet. Today is the 23rd of November. By the end of this week, that will be totally operational. And then we can transfer these products away with no problem. I don't know. There we go. Transfer those. And we can confirm that. And we can head back to our dashboard. Perfect. And that's how all of that works. So you see we still have our trim and our flour, and we have transferred away a pound of each, and everything is good from there. Additionally, we can go check out our past manifests here now. So if we click on here, we can simply open it back up if we want to. Can get rid of this. Show that to you again. So it looks exactly the same. Nothing has changed. And you can always refer back to your previous manifest in this fashion. So those are the main changes to harvesting, as well as the sales functions. We've really tried to make everything much simpler and much easier to use. And if there are any changes you think should be made, or if we're not doing something quite right, then please let us know, and we will get this. We will get this fixed. We are aiming for this just to be, I don't know, basically the best in the business. So that's the plan. So let us know whatever we can do to improve it. Again, there's going to be at least one more video, and that's going to be going over the products for processors, and that video will also be released today. And again, that will be linked to in the description of this video. So thank you guys for watching. We would really appreciate all the feedback you can give us. You can get at us via phone or email, or if you're in our Discord channel, we have opened up chatting back in there, specifically for the launch of all these updates. So again, just let us know, and thank you everybody for watching.